From the iconic bridges of Liberty to the vibrant highways of Vice, I've always asked one question: why are the bridges locked in the beginning of GTA games? From GTA 3 through GTA 4, Rockstar implemented island restrictions in 6 games. Ah, sweet, sweet locked bridges. I always hated them. As a young GTA fan, the missions back then seemed so hard compared to nowadays, and I just wanted to explore the map. Each game offers a detailed backstory on why the bridges are locked, and today we are going to explore these stories. So join me as we revisit the classic GTA games in preparation for GTA 6 by subscribing, but only if you learn something new. I bet you will. In 1984, the bridges of Vice City are shut down due to a hurricane warning, and if we try to swim to the other island, halfway across, the water currents and waves prevent you from reaching the other side. But if you go here, you can grab a BMX and outsmart Rockstar. Take the bike to the Starfish Island Bridge and simply lean to the left and you will skid across the entire length, gaining access to the other island early. At the top of the VCPD building, you can take a Maverick and explore both islands freely. 2 years later, the bridges of Vice City are once again shut down, this time due to Hurricane Hermione, as mentioned on the radio.
We interrupt your programming with a message from the State Department. All bridges and some roads in the Vice City metropolitan area have been closed because of a severe weather warning. Meteorologists are tracking Hurricane Hermione, which has devastated 5 Caribbean islands and is heading for Vice City. More updates soon.
The only possible evidence of this hurricane can be found at these abandoned bungalows, which are destroyed sometime between 1984 and 1986. Unlike Vic Vance, Tommy can't swim, but if you jack an ambulance and head to the Ocean Bay Marina, you can back it up to the locked gate and hop on top. Things are getting spicy over here, and eventually you'll clip through, gaining access to the boats, which you can take to explore the other island. Due to the San Andreas Earthquake of 1992, all 9 bridges leaving Los Santos are shut down, as explained on Radio KDST.
All transit between Los Santos and the greater Red County area is still strictly limited following last month's earthquake. Officials are not confident as to when things will open up again.
Earthquakes were a feature originally planned for San Andreas, but later removed. The weather code for this still exists in the game files, and this is what it might have looked like. Devastation left by the earthquake can be found in places such as this broken bridge in Palomino Creek, a broken rock in the desert, and in the Dodori district of San Fierro. But this location, alongside the collapsed roadway, are explained by the San Andreas City Guides book, detailing another powerful earthquake in 1988 inspired by the real-life San Fran quake of 1989. But no worries, I'll just pass the blocked bridges by swimming across. Unfortunately, Rockstar was one step ahead of us. Gaining access to any part of the map early results in a 4-star wanted level. The reason for this is explained by a phone call that CJ receives from Officer Hernandez early on in the game. Simply put, CJ is deemed a flight risk by the LSPD.
Carl, it's Officer Hernandez.
Who?
Officer Hernandez. Now listen, I've got a message from Officer Tenpenny. Don't try and leave town. That would be a big mistake. You hear me? We're watching you.
Whatever you say.
In 1998, the Callahan Bridge is under construction until May of that year. And as you progress through the story, so does the construction of the bridge, eventually having a ramp installed that can be used to access Staunton Island. A ferry system is also introduced in the game to taxi players from one island to the next. However, early on in the game, the ferry is closed because of a workers' strike due to the Callahan Bridge construction threatening their jobs. After the ferry is reopened and the Callahan Bridge ramp is installed, access to Shoreside Vale is restricted because of the ferry workers protesting in front of the Shoreside Lift Bridge. But as you progress through the game, the mayor of Liberty City promises the ferry workers that they will not lose their job, and the strike ends, opening up this bridge.
Liberty News. There'll be much celebrating tonight as the industrial action that brought Liberty City to a standstill has finally come to a close. Normal service has been resumed on all subway and ferry routes. Even the elevator bridge linking Staunton Island to Shoreside Vale has reopened for business. Militant strikers have finally dropped their placards and taken up their usual posts of employment after the freshly inaugurated Mayor O'Donovan made them this promise at a local rally.
As your mayor, I can guarantee there will always be a ferry service in Liberty City.
But some may find his promise has a somewhat hollow ring, as work on the new Porter Road Tunnel continues unabated.
But if you want to explore early, go here and start the 9mm Mayhem side mission. A glitch will occur that lets you explore the map early. All you have to do is take out the first enemy and then shoot the driver. Once the mission fails, go to the spot you killed the enemy, take his bike, and ramp it into the water. This will cause you to fall through the map and spawn onto Staunton Island. Once here, go to the Staunton Hospital, switch bikes, and use this jump to hop on the roof. Drive through this wall and follow the subway track until the end, and then fall off. This will spawn you in Shoreside Vale. I've always wondered, how do people figure out glitches like this? 3 years later, the ferry was shut down and the construction of the Porter Tunnel began. But it's closed off at the start of GTA 3 due to construction delays. The first delay happens in March 2001 because of a lack of funds. And then the second delay happens in September 2001, with both delays being explained on a GTA 3 promo website called the Liberty Tree newspaper. The Callahan Bridge is destroyed by an explosion in the opening scene of the game, but if you go here and jump to the other side, you are free to explore Staunton Island early. The Shoreside Lift Bridge is inaccessible and stuck due to a damaged mechanism, explained by the Liberty City News.
Good news for commuters from Shoreside. Engineers have finally managed to repair the damaged mechanism on the Staunton Lift Bridge, and it is now open to traffic flow both to and from Shoreside Vale.
But if you want to explore Shoreside Vale early, all you have to do is drive a car into the subway and follow the tracks all the way to the other side. I guess Rockstar forgot to close off the subway. The bridges of Liberty City are closed off in 2008 because of
terrorists! What? Terrorists! There's been a big scare and you can't go across the bridges so good.
And if you try to cross them, you receive a 6-star wanted level. Now, if you go to the internet cafe and log onto the computer, a Liberty Tree article explains this in more detail. But if you want to explore the map early, you have to be on the mission, Do You Have Protection?, where you go to an adult shop and scare away some guys. But once you leave, if you drive to the bridges, you will receive a 6-star wanted level. However, the cops will ignore you and you can access the rest of the map and explore freely.
So that's the reason why islands are locked in GTA games. They weren't in GTA 5, but do y'all think they'll return in GTA 6? Only time will tell. I do hope you enjoyed enough to leave a like and subscribe. Join the channel. A little love always goes a long way. And until next time, I'm Zach Cox, and thank y'all for tuning in.